So this is part 2 of our variables, expressions, and equations video. We just finished talking about expressions, so let's talk about what equations are. An equation is a statement that represents the relationship between two expressions of equal value. Now that can be a little bit confusing to see as words, so let's look at some examples to really understand what this means. You'll see there's 2 rows of equations here. In the first row, the left side of the equation has an operation, and then the right side of the equal sign has a number, a single number. So 3 plus 9 equals 12. The operation is addition, and you're adding 3 and 9, and that equals 12. The next one is 30 minus d equals 18. You're doing subtraction. You're subtracting a variable from a constant, and that equals 18. R divided by 10 equals 3. Again, division on one side with the operation, and then on the other side, it's a single number. And those 3 are the equations that you'd normally see with just one operation on one side and a single number on the other. The second row of equations are also equations where there's something on either side of an equal sign. 9 plus 11 equals 40 minus 20. Well, if you think about it, 9 plus 11 is 20, and 40 minus 20 is also 20. So this is a true equation, but it's still an equation even though there's not a single number on one side. The last one is 70 divided by p equals 4 plus 3. Still an equation. It has numbers, it has variables, and it has an equal sign. So it is like a complete sentence in math. Equations are like complete sentences, whereas expressions are phrases. You're going to be practicing writing equations and expressions yourself, but before we can do that in algebra, we have to be able to figure out when we're going to use a variable, what unknown amount is going to be represented by the variable. And let's talk about what that means. What would be represented by the variable in this example? Pete baked some cookies and he ate 5 of them. Take a minute to think about what will be represented by a variable. What is the unknown amount that you have to use a variable for? Pause the video here and write it down, and then resume the video when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. So the unknown amount is the number of cookies that Pete baked in the first place. We're not sure how many cookies he baked, but we do know he ate 5 of them. So then the expression we would write to represent this is C minus 5. The C is the cookies that he baked in the first place. The 5 is the amount that he ate. So C minus 5 is going to represent how many cookies Pete has left. Let's try another example. Mrs. Saul had 24 students. More students joined her class. What amount or quantity would be represented by a variable? Go ahead and take a minute to figure that out on your own. Pause the video so you can write it down, and then resume the video when you're ready. Okay, welcome back. So the unknown amount in this example is the number of students that joined Mrs. Saul's class. She had 24 to start, and now she has more. So the expression that would represent this situation is 24 plus S. She started with 24 students, S more joined. The S, again, is the variable. You're not sure how many joined. And 24 plus S altogether would represent how many students are in Mrs. Saul's class now. You'll see some questions like this that you have to answer questions about, because really determining what is the unknown amount, like what quantity will be represented by the variable, is really the first step in writing expressions or equations in algebra.